So James Gunn, who is now the head of things over there at DC, he's not quite done with Marvel yet. And as usual, even though he's got endless amounts of things to do, he's got like 5 years worth of movies to plan, he's too busy arguing with people on the internet.
He's literally addicted to arguing with the fans specifically. Not just journalists, but just randos. Like, he'll find any rando on Twitter that could possibly be a bot.
It's like Gun Hater 1212, and he's like, listen here, Gun Hater 12.
I'm gonna school you on the facts.
It's like, I don't like James Gunn too, and he's like, look in here, I don't like James Gunn too. This is a problem, okay?
He posts this like little teaser on Instagram for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and he says, can't wait for you all to meet this guy playing High Evolutionary. And someone commented the following: damn it, another white guy they made into a black guy. Why couldn't they just leave him white, or I don't know, pick a different minority? How about Asian, or gasp, a Latino? How many Latinos and Asians in MCU? Like a total of 5?
How many are there
Or make
now?
him Indian or something, because they don't and won't. That makes them woke. Next time a major character, hero or villain, will be a trans or homosexual or non-binary, when in comics they are not. Sad and pathetic. They're picking based on race and what's PC, and not on acting and what's established. And I can't believe that James Gunn decided to get scrappy with this Anon shit.
I want you to think about something. Like, this is a dude who's a multi-millionaire studio executive. His time is literally money. He's like
fun.
I'm picturing this. He's like, he's got his computer, his emails are open, and he's looking at this. He's like, not on my watch. And he just starts typing his response like this. And I'm just like, you're wasting.
He's also roping this actor into a controversy
that he doesn't want to
that he didn't ask for.
Which is a
he
major
posts a
problem.
picture of I'm trying to pronounce this right. Chuudi Iwaji.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
I don't know how to
He
pronounce
posted
it.
this picture of him and wants to, get into an argument with people about race swapping characters when this actor didn't ask to be involved in it, Like, he's just doing his job. So he responds, I chose the best actor, period, and the best person for the role. I don't give a shit what ethnicity he is, so stop with your racist presumptions on why he was chosen. And by the way, he's playing a guy who is almost always purple in the color.
First of all, he's lying about one thing, and that's that he didn't think about the color because the studio,
Even if James Gunn
had
doesn't
no
give
choice,
a shit,
the
other
studio
people give a
does.
shit.
Right.
Marvel has already said that by 2020, whatever, 50% of the people that they're casting will be of underrepresented.
And that means they
communities.
have to be actively thinking about these decisions.
But it gives them the out to be like, we're both somehow not thinking about it, but we're also thinking about it at the same time.
It's like when someone tells you not to think about something, you're going to think about it.
And it annoys me the most because it's like, I'm the person who's like, look, they race swap characters. Most of the time, I don't care. As long as the actor isn't talking about it endlessly and it doesn't become part of the character that's on screen. And as long as that character's not talking about race in a time when it doesn't matter,
that's
I don't
literally
care.
the case
But they're
every
making it
time.
matter.
Yeah,
and
but that's the problem.
Yeah. And
if they just did it and didn't say anything and just moved on, a lot of people would not care.
Like people get mad at me, but I'm like, I wouldn't care if James Bond was black as long as they suddenly don't make it him like not a member of the landed gentry and make it so he was a kid who grew up on the streets rather than a kid who was an orphan that went to work for the government. Right? Like, they could change it and I wouldn't necessarily care as long as it doesn't become super important or they take time away from the story. But they're not allowing that to happen. Like you said, Mary, it's part of the characters now. And even if it's not part of the characters in the story, they use it to virtue signal in these articles, and it's infuriating.
And now James Gunn gets to look like the anti-racist good guy, even though he's just addicted to online drama. Whether it's about him or some other, political issue, he just wants to fight.
Yeah. He loves it. He loves it. He's got a hot wife. Like, his
what are you
wife,
doing, man?
His wife is smoking hot. Like, go home to your wife, dude. You don't need to argue with the South will rise again 1212 on Twitter.
He thinks it's fun, I guess. I mean, why else would he be doing this? I mean, he's already got a big image. It's not like people don't know who he is.
And it also bothers me because now remember, I am now the official. I've taken up the cause for redheads. I am the redhead. I've found my activism. I'm here to be an activist on behalf of all redheads. And as I see them erased more and more,
that's why I'm saying the race swapping should bother you, because when they change a ginger character to not a ginger anymore, they're not just changing the hair color. They always change the race.
The ginger side.
It's a racial thing, and it's specifically an anti-white thing, and I'm not going to act like it's not just to go along and get along. They're the ones that start these controversies. They want the outrage.
It's also funny because this is something that Zach, like from Comics Matter, would always say. He's like, in Hollywood, there's two races, white and black. They don't ever change it to anything else.
Is that why that person in the comment was so mad they didn't choose a different minority?
I mean, it could just be a general perspective that person has, but that's something he would always say. He goes, if you like looked at America, if you were somebody from outside the U.S. and you looked at our movies, you would think that this country was exactly like, well, by movies now it'd be 60% black and 40% white.
That's not always true. I mean, they race swapped Peter Pan with some like mestizo
It's not even out yet, and they're shoving that one off onto Disney Plus, so they're not even putting that one in theaters. But they're not
fully
they're not doing that to the Little Mermaid.
Tinkerbell actress is like half Iranian.
Yeah, they have no confidence in that film. I don't think.
No,
it's but for these things, it's like they expect the outrage, but a lot of times, what I wanted to mention was like, look, back in the day when superhero movies first started coming out, they wouldn't do this a lot of times. What they'd do is they'd invent new characters for them, and then people would get annoyed that there were new characters in these movies that weren't comic book accurate because they weren't in the comics.
Right.
But now I think is the golden time where like people are so jaded about all this, they would welcome them just making new characters that don't have, like John Diggle in Arrow became an extremely popular character because he wasn't a race swapped character from something else. He was just a new character that they created for that show. And they actually then incorporated him into the comics after the fact.
I would rather see new characters than these, different versions of these characters that we know and love.
Yeah. I think Zaslav needs to put the kibosh on this when he starts working for DC full time. Like he needs to be like, it literally needs to be like a scene from like a family drama where the dad goes into his office, but it's his bedroom, and just takes his phone away. He's like, no phone after 5. Like, or he's like, get all your emails done, get all your casting done, then you can have your phone back.
I think he's been equally combative with DC fans already on Twitter.
No,
like
he's
he
just
searches,
DC.
It's almost like he name searches himself just to like get into shit with people.
It's really weird.
Like, don't you have things to do with your day?
This comment? Why else would all of these, Hollywood executives that occasionally respond, why would they see these unless they were looking for them?
Yeah, and he doesn't respond to like positivity.
No.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, what is he supposed to say to the police? Like, yeah, I am pretty great, aren't I?
Sure.
Like I like my favorite. Like, I love that Elon responds to random stuff. Like, Elon is one of my favorite people on Twitter because it's like he's another person. Like, where does he find the time in the day?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I feel like it's their assistants that are just like, I know how you generally type, so I'm just gonna respond to some people.
Like, but he's like a memer.
It introduces so much liability though. If he like responds to a tweet about January 6th, then he's like, whoa, I think the public was misled about this. That cannot be an intern.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't tweet that from Elon's account.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty funny if they do. Like, he's just got like a super based intern that just doesn't care. He's just like, it's like, I love my job.
Would he even care? That's the thing. Is like he's tweeted some unhinged stuff in the past, so would he care?
Or like anytime it's news, he's like concerning. Concerning.
Yeah.
He tweets that a lot. He goes, or like when he's like he gives like random updates on Twitter at like 3 a.m. about like changes that are coming to Twitter. And I'm just like, when does this guy sleep?
Right.
James Gunn can't sleep because he's too busy arguing with people on Twitter.
And not only that, it's like he wants other people to start arguments that don't involve him as well.
Yep.
Like one of these comments said, only 16% of the world's population is white. Why do they believe that everything has to be about them or it's woke? What needs to happen is they need to wake up and realize it's not about them. Like as if white people are in the comments.
But it's also Western entertainment, so
like
we're not 16% of the population in the West.
I mean, if it's true that we're arguing about the race of an alien, then that's not even the argument we're having. It's like, and also like white people did kind of invent and spearhead all of Hollywood, so that's why the output of Hollywood is mostly white people.
Did you see the backtracking on all the April O'Neil stuff where it's like first they're
Yeah.
like she's not white, she was not white to start, and then they're like, oh, she was Asian, oh, she wasn't Asian, oh, she was mixed, oh, why do you care so much? Why do you
Right.
care so much, you incel?
Right, it turns into why do you care so much? Then why was she changed?
Yeah, like they always backtrack
Yeah.
back to where they were before, but I love the backtracking. They're like, because they're like basing it off black and white photos.
Right.
In the first issue, when Baxter Stockman is clearly right next to her, being very clearly African American, even in that image. But then in the
Right.
second issue, which is a color print, she's very clearly not a minority, but they have to argue about it because they
Yeah.
can't stand. It's like they have to have their opinion heard about stuff
Yeah.
like this, and it's
how these people are.
infuriating. And for stuff like this, look, I think he would do himself well to just not argue with people. He's part of properties that don't need this type of marketing.
It's just like
I don't mean
with
like
Seth Rogen. Like, why
Yeah.
do you take it so personally?
Yeah, but not even don't need this type of marketing saying that like it's going to hurt it. I'm saying that like these properties are big enough on their own that they don't need an additional boost from his crap talking on Twitter.
Right.
He would be just as fine letting the Marvel marketing machine market Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
Volume 3.
But he doesn't do that.
No. He's a weirdo. And
He is.
and I'll never, like, as much as I love the Suicide Squad movie, and I did love the Suicide Squad movie, I hated the end of Peacemaker with that weird how it became about climate change in like the last
Yeah.
8 minutes of the series.
If they hadn't done that,
Yeah.
it would change everyone's perspective on the whole series.
Another thing is to talk about is like I don't know if I can buy that he's not going to ruin a lot of DC characters because like he did turn he turned Adrian Chase into a joke. He like Adrian Chase in Arrow was objectively good, even though they made him Prometheus. They didn't make him the original character. They made Adrian Chase Prometheus. They at least took the character seriously,
Right.
and it's just a Seth Rogen. It just seems like Seth Rogen humor.
Yeah.
When granted, Gunn's better at it, but like I don't know if I want to go to him for a Superman movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go to him for any, like, I don't want him making Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
I agree.
I want him as far away from Batman the Brave and the Bold as possible.
I agree.
And it's funny, too, because I've wanted them to do, I thought that they've been wasting money not putting the Bat family on screen earlier, considering how much they invest in Batman comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman literally single-handedly keeps DC from going under. Like, 90% of their output is I'm not 90%,
Well,
but
right, but
60% of their
yeah.
comic output are all Batman titles.
Yeah.
And like to not put Damian Wayne on screen is kind of insane, but I don't know if maybe if they get Affleck to direct it.
They're not going to do that.
You don't think
but
they'll do that?
One could hope. I mean,
because he was originally going to do the Arkham
Yeah.
Batman movie with Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
I'd like him, but I don't see that happening at this point.
It's funny too because he's objectively a good director. Like
Yes.
The Town is a good movie.
Yeah.
I even liked Live by Night, which a lot of people didn't like.
James Gunn is a proven director and producer, but not someone to run a studio, and that's
No,
my
I was thinking Ben
problem.
Affleck. Ben Affleck is a
Oh,
proven
Ben
director.
Affleck.
No,
yeah.
Gunn can
Yeah.
direct. He's just
Ben Affleck can too.
like I would like because they were talking about possibly having Ben Affleck direct the Batman the Brave and
Yeah.
the Bold,
Yeah.
and he arguably is better suited for that project than James Gunn is.
Yeah.
James Gunn would be better for like funnier titles.
He's
like
he's
not
better
really,
at a Peacemaker.
He's not really for Superman either.
No.
Like I don't know who you get for Superman. Who's a good director? Like, who do you think that we've watched as a director? Like, I would like them to get like either Ben Affleck or Denis Villeneuve to do Batman.
That would be those would be some good choices.
But even that might be a little bit too self-important for my taste, given Dune was a little bit slow.
yeah, he's too busy with Dune for now. So.
But like, who was another good director? Chat, who would you guys do? Yes, Argo, obviously Ben Affleck with Argo. But who is another good director that could do a Superman movie? Thoughts?
I don't know.
Off the top of your heads, guys, chat. Nobody? Michael Bay. There you go.
No.
Let's go.
No.
Whoever he, I would like it, and I'll tell you why. Because whoever he casts as Lois Lane would be smoking hot.
I guess that's true.
And it would be like the pornification of Lois Lane, and it would be hilarious because Amy Adams is very beautiful, but very, she kind of has that every woman beauty.
Yeah.
Like she looks like you could, like the type of beautiful woman you would see on the street, right? She doesn't look like she doesn't look like a Margot Robbie who looks stunningly beautiful. She looks more regular
agree.
in a good way.
Someone said they should get Henry Cavill to
direct
do
it?
a Superman movie.
Well, yeah, we would love him to be the actor. Mel Gibson for Superman. Passion of the Superman. Passion of Kal-El. We could do that. I'm down.
That'd be rude.
That would be very rude. He was. Oh, I was reading an article earlier today that somebody wrote. It was, did Mel Gibson really say that that people in Hollywood drink baby's blood? It was one of those Newsweek articles that rates how true a statement is. And it was like
great.
Of course, the original statement was like Hollywood has the blood of children on their hands, which got twisted into like Hollywood drinks blood of children for ritual sacrifice.
But he said a lot of extreme negative statements about Hollywood that are true.
Yeah.
I don't think we get. So he said James Wan isn't he doing Aquaman? He's too busy with screwing up Aquaman right now.
He's too busy with that right now.
He might be better.
Releases.
He might be better fitted for a Batman movie
Elliot Page?
for a darker tone.
Agree.
Like given his horror background.
Yeah, I don't think that would be bad.
Spike Jones. Spike Jones or Spike Lee. I'm down. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.